I think it's disgusting, to be honest with you.
I don't believe any of them, quite honestly. I don't even know who I'm going to vote for this year.
If we break those rules, then, you know, we have to pay the price.
The mother of all parliaments, but last year the mothership sailed into very choppy waters over the expenses it gave its members. Under the old discredited system, MPs could claim an allowance to both furnish and pay for a second home. It led to some eye-watering requests, from porn movies and garlic peelers to duck houses and plasma TVs. Accused of milking millions from the public purse, the fallout was massive. The Speaker, Michael Martin, quit, and many MPs were either ordered or agreed voluntarily to pay back what they got. On the make, on the take, in it for themselves, just some of the accusations thrown at MPs. Many resent being tarred with the same brush. Those that were found to have claimed excessively said it was the system at fault, not them. But the damage was done. As Britain's wartime leader Winston Churchill put it, the price of greatness is responsibility. It's advice these four politicians probably wish they'd heeded. Despite denying any wrongdoing, all four find themselves facing criminal charges and possible jail terms. Journalist Heather Brooke battled for years to get MPs' expenses revealed. When details finally broke in the national press last year, there was public uproar.
This time what was different is that it wasn't just one politician or a few politicians from one party. It was a huge number of politicians across all three parties. It was a mix of very serious abuses, so MPs claiming for mortgages that didn't exist or flipping their houses to avoid tax, but then also really funny things which captured people's imagination, so duck houses, a moat being cleaned, people claiming for Kit Kats and hobnob biscuits. So it was just this great mix of the sort of trivial and the serious.
Just north of London is Luton. Ex-TV star Esther Ranson is running on an anti-sleaze ticket after incumbent Labour MP Margaret Moran claimed some €23,000 to treat dry rot in her second home some 160 kilometres away. Moran is standing down at the election like many of her colleagues, but the independent candidate Ranson says people are still furious about what happened.
I think it's a very live issue in this election. I think what I'm finding when I go door to door is so many people are saying, I really haven't made up my mind. And one reason is that they're so horrified by the political system that was allowed to flourish without them realising it. And when MPs realised that they were going to be caught out, they did everything they could to cover it up.
Recent polls suggest no party will win an outright majority on May 6th. With the first hung parliament expected since 1974, to what extent are the recent scandals playing a factor?
Well, I think actually we are going to see a hung parliament, and it's very likely to be a Liberal, Democrat, Labour coalition emerging from this election. I think the expenses scandal has been one of the factors that explains the surge in Liberal Democrat support, and that's going to produce, very likely, a hung parliament.
A new expenses system comes immediately into effect after the election. That aims to rebuild trust in Parliament, something it's unlikely to do before May 6th. However, one thing is clear, things over there won't ever be exactly the same ever again.